are getting ready to load into Champ Select, ladies and gentlemen, and we are straight into it. No, the bug, it's bugged again. I can't believe it. It was supposed to work the first time and it didn't. We will see if it will adjust here. This is the draft from the last game, so please just ignore it. Okay, so it's just going to update as they lock everything in, so just ignore what you're seeing thus far. I can never get this thing to work exactly the way I want it to. I am so very sad, but that's okay. So, Ash going to be the first takeaway there for Texas A. So they don't want to see that Ash anymore. They've decided that that champion needs to go. Is Shin going to be the ban first there from Sam Houston? Or sorry, ban away from Sam Houston. So again, continuing to target Texas A in these picks and bans, continuing to deny away that safety. So I expect to see them continue to pinch that top pool and maybe even try and deny Draganks away some of the champions that he wants. Now, for Sam Houston, is it going to be, I'm wondering if there's going to be a different priority in the champions that they're going to want to lock in terms of timing, whether or not maybe they want to try and secure an early bot lane, or if they want to just play top and jungle picking and then maybe save bot lane for later once they get a better idea, as Zodiac, again, going to be denied his chance at that gen. Sam Houston, what do you want to pick first? Interesting to see what champion they will prioritize with that first pick. Obviously, would like to get Puppy Cat on a strong champion, and the ban's going to be the same there from UW, so denying 3 different roles, some strong picks. It is going to be the set there for Texas A. It's a champion we do not see a lot of because of the nerfs and because it has been down for so long, but Texas A opting to pile with that one, trying to get himself some tempo in that top lane, trying to get himself a little bit of sort of punchery, bruisery dueling. And Tavro's going to take away the Zillion from High King there. Also, they want to pick matching. Oh, a little bit of bruiser. I like this potentially. This Vi pick, if they lock that in. Okay, so a lot of CC already locked in for them between the Zillion double bombs and Vi having access to her ultimate point click. DBC. Okay, the immediate response for the Shyvana by Sam Houston. I love this adaptation. They're getting themselves some more firepower, getting a little bit more team fighting, and the Vigar going to get locked on top of it. It's going to make that oh so much sweeter. And Shyvana going to have access and priority towards those dragons. I love seeing those picks. So Sam Houston getting themselves a little bit more reliable engage and a lot more zoning capability between the set and the Vigar. So they're going to have control over a lot of these neutral objectives if they can get some of these leads. And you're definitely securing yourself the ability to take team fights on your own. Now that Darius... Okay, let's talk about Darius, ladies and gentlemen. If you have paid attention to the patch notes on 12.6, you will know that Darius got buffed. How significant of a buff? Pretty significant. All of his kit got buffed in every single bit, and he has a little bit more additional health. So that makes his trading patterns onto set that much more interesting. This is a feast or famine champion, though. So unlike the set that has the ability to just kind of scale towards the late game and be this consistent source of engage, this Darius is a feast or famine champion. If it does not get kills and get ahead in the game and continue to maintain that lead, it is a champion that is highly punishable. It's great in team fights, but only if it's got items. Is Sarah going to be the takeaway there from Sam Houston? So interested to see how Tavros is going to navigate using that top lane champion. Already, they're trying to get themselves a little bit more poke, a little bit more engage. Caitlyn going to get locked in there for Mad Joker, so I like that potentially, but okay, the Xayah, I was about to say, a very, very good pick for Sam Houston. If they picked a Nautilus, it's even better. Okay, Sam Houston deciding that they want to go back to the drawing board a little bit, and they have drafted themselves a fairly good comp here with the amount of CC that they have access to. A lot of these champions, a lot of self-peel, a lot of safety, a lot of zoning tools, so a much better looking draft than the one that they had in the last game. Is Light Templar just going to go straight back to that prom and pick himself up a little bit of safety. Okay, so for Sam Houston, I like this draft a lot more for them. This draft makes a lot more sense in terms of how it wants to play, and obviously it has a lot more safety. You have a tremendous amount of zoning with Vigar and with Shyvana. Once that Shyvana reaches late game, she is nigh unkillable. And obviously having the upgraded Qs is going to make her that much more deadly once she's in dragon form. Set, a champion that we have seen struggle in this level of play for some time now, is not the sort of abusive bruiser that it used to be in terms of being a lane bully, but it is still a decent pick. It does facilitate a lot of what Sam Houston wants to do, does give him access to a wombo combo ultimate with the Vigar and with the Shyvana. And then for Sam Houston, I love the safety of this bot lane. I love the fact that having access to the Nautilus and the Xayah to both peel and to pick fights gives them a tremendous amount of flexibility in how they want to play the game. Messiah being able to dodge out a lot of the engage here from Sam Houston, I think is going to be so important. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, and we are on to the Rift 4 game number 2 between Sam Houston State University. Oh, and the thing's not working. There it goes. There's the layout. Sam Houston State University game number 2 between Whitewater. Sam Houston looking to get in to this series, looking to collect their first win. And we'll have the capability to do so. Let's get some music on in here. Let's, music going. There we go. Got a little bit of background noise. And speaking of background noise, there's a thumbs up from Connor as he lands a pesky little bomb on the Drake Ganks. That's going to be a little bit of a feels-good moment there. Happy to just get that one. It's not ultimately going to hurt Drake Ganks all that much, but it is just annoying. And it's a little bit of an ego thing. Connor saying, ha ha ha, I got you. And just a 5-man stack, so no cheeky brush stack like the first game there from Whitewater. Obviously, the side switch here. So Sam Houston on the blue side, UW Whitewater there on the red side.
Minions have spawned.
And a lot to expect from this UW squad. Again, high skill execution here for this comp. A lot of good setup here, a lot of good damage. So not going to be lacking any team fight capability there. But Sam Houston, a much better comp than them, a lot more CC. But of course, it means nothing if you don't deliver on it, so they will have to execute on that comp. We'll have to make the most of it. But the capability certainly is there, especially just having access to that amount of CC, having access to that team fight capability. And especially when you're looking at the timing of team fighting, it is going to be a lot easier to fight into some of these members of the UW squad when you consider that you're going to have Vigar Cage, you're going to have Nautilus Hook and Ultimate, you're going to have Zaya self-healing, you have Texas A coming down with a showstopper on top of everything else, so just a lot better for them. Early lane expectations, I think you can expect UW to continue to push this out, as Caitlyn is going to have a little bit better early game trading in terms of her leveling. Zodiac just going to try and play patiently there on that Zaya and just look to set up feathers, look to set up some of that CC when he can on top of any of these members of the UW bot lane. But having Braum gives you a lot of safety, and you can take some pretty funny trades when you're setting up auto queues for Braum. Getting auto queued. It's going to be the early level 2 here for UW. Sam Houston not able to respond to that one. Built over Peacemaker going to land on top of High King. Just poke him out a little bit. Tavros already starting to try and trade. Does have the Conqueror. It is matched there by Texas A, who will just be happy to absorb some of this pressure. I don't think Set necessarily looking to win this lane. He is just looking to absorb the pressure and buy time for members of the Sam Houston squad to carry. And will be possibly looking for an early gank because High King going to pop the shielding and step on the trap just to get a little bit more room to walk. That's a pretty simple trade there. Puppy Cat already trying to get the early shove into Connor and get access to those Predator boots. He's going to have the teleport, so can look to trade that. Conqueror stacks for both of them. Facebreaker going to come out, make that trade even. Tavros just trying to shove Texas A in. Already off to a significant CS lead there. More than double than what Texas A has right now. And that's, I think, going to expectations. Texas A going to pick up the cannon, so at least he gets that one. A few up for Tavros. Pulls him in. Going to get the level up regardless, though. Facebreaker to collect some of those minions. Puppy Cat getting slowed up in this lane. Will be forced to flash out. Bad luck going to get underneath the tower and knock Puppy Cat below half. So that's going to be an in that they're going to have for the next couple of minutes. Puppy Cat going to be vulnerable in that mid lane without access to that flash or without access to the Predator boots. And I think a good pick there, honestly, for Connor going in on that Zillion, kind of nullifying the capability of those Predator boots to some degree. So Vigar pops that in, tries to land a cage on you. You throw the stun out and just walk away. So let's just see how that matchup will continue to go. And that's kind of a chess matchup, too, because it's going to be a lot about how Puppy Cat can land that cage and get the damage down on top of Connor on that Zillion, who is going to be forced out of lane, does not have the mana right now. So we'll just try and take a reset. Puppy Cat has access to it. Wrap around from Bad Luck. This is a risky level 4 play to try and go for. Bot lane not in a position where he could look to gank this. He is going to get spotted out by Draganx right now. So he's going to be forced to get on out of there. Just going to eat his way out and take the dash over the wall. A bit of time wasted there for the UW ADC, or sorry, the jungler not to get a whole lot. Texas A going to on the ground on top of Tavros. Lands a couple of punches. Grab in from Tavros himself, though. Facebreaker will knock him down below health, and now he's just going to have to find his way out of this lane. And having to manage mana, too, is going to stink for that Darius when you're trying to fight a guy that does not have to worry about mana. Only has to worry about his energy. So the sustain obviously going to be a bit better for Texas A in that lane. And he's gotten himself a CS lead now that was going the way of Tavros for a little while. He was just not going to have to continue to farm underneath this tower. So I can say, trying to see if he can grab Tavros into this tower, I think. Just trying to see if he can cost the Darius a little bit more CS. He is going to have to back. Not going to have the teleport to get up there, so I don't think he's going to burn the Ghost to get up there any faster. If he does look to try and get the reset here, I think he will walk, but that is going to feel bad when you're just having a set that is just punching your turret, able to get it kind of away with it. And set up on top of Zodiac. Q's going to go wide, though, so they're not going to land on top of that Xayah. They're trying to start the race to get to level 6. CS difference, about 12 or so in that bot lane in favor of the UW squad. Texas A, it's another grab, continue to land autos. Not a lot that we've heard from either of these junglers so far in this early game. Obviously, GGLeagues going to be looking to try and get this early dragon if he can. Shyvana loves those early dragons for all the obvious reasons. Gets extra bonus stats for interacting with dragons, has extra capability to take them. And yeah, they are picking down onto this one. Looking like maybe they want to start it off. No jungler in the area there, so they know the bad luck is top lane, so that it's a smite that they do not have access to. Texas A just going to walk on out. It'll be a little bit worse for wear. And that Joker just trying to see if he can poke some of the members of Sam Houston down low here. Not likely trying to steal this away at all. And it is going to be the Dragon going their way. They will walk out in the end safely. Sam Houston just going to be happy to have that objective. A decent start for them. They're going to be happy to have that objective. Early on, that Mountain Drake going to give them a little bit of extra tankiness, a little bit of extra scaling in this early game where they're the most vulnerable. And I think for Sam Houston, I think you're happy with the state of the game so far. Yes, it is only 6 minutes, but the most important thing is Darius hasn't gotten a kill yet. They have not ganked Texas A to the point where Darius is going to be this sort of unkillable, you know, just annoying monster where he's just going to be able to run at you. I think fairly well navigated for Texas A to reach level 6 without dying. Does still have access to full summoners, and Puppycat does not have flash here. Does have access to... Now, does not have access to the boots either, was the early prioritization of the tier there for Puppycat. But he's just continuing to farm here. Down just a little bit of CS, but it's not a significant amount. Not enough to write home about. Is Connor just continuing to try and zone Puppycat off as much CS as he possibly can. Sam Houston mid laner, she's been the carry of this Sam Houston squad so many times, so many games won off the back of her performances. You're seeing this trade go down to the top lane. It is a level advantage for Texas A, so he might just win these ultimate. Gonna go down for Tavros. He wants to stop this. Gonna be Showstopper on top of it. No flash out. Yes, Q's gonna go wide. Ultimate down on top of it. That's not enough to kill Texas A. One more E. Flash forward. Gets the grab. One more auto. First blood. Texas A. He converts it for Sam Houston. Denies Darius the attempt to get ahead. And that's going to start to feel bad for the UW top laner. That's not what you want when you're a Darius. I had to auto-correct myself in the middle of saying that word, but a great response there from Texas A, especially being bullied so much in that top lane early on in the last game. So, going to feel pretty good to have that kill underneath his belt, and did it with only a shield. So, feel pretty good. Texas A trying to avoid the second bomb here, is taking a pretty decent trade from Connor. Is going to drop below health. GGLeagues is here. Does have access to the transform. Azilian has flash. There's going to be a transform there from Connor. Double bomb to buy some safety. He's just going to speed his way onto there. Pops the thumbs up. We're going to take another cute for his trouble, but ultimately not going to be forced to blow any of his summoners. Most importantly, though, neither was Puppycat. Bad luck set up in this brush. Does have access to the level 6. There could be a potential team fight opportunity there. Sam Houston steps too far forward. Is setting the reset right now. Nothing going to happen just yet. He's going to get tagged up with the Q right there. Bad luck canceled the recall. They might be looking to try and force this. Step up too far. This could be the ultimate. Oh no, they didn't know it was there. And now they're going to get punished for it. Xayah going to peel out. Lands the root on top of it. Flash on top of that. And the exhaust to go down. A 1-for-none trade there in the bot lane for UW. Excellent response there. Try and tie it up a little bit. Tavros, you do not want to grab that guy. That is not a fight you want to try and take right now, but does back off in the end. And just Sam Houston not knowing that Bad Luck was there, had no word to suss that out, didn't know that Bad Luck had crawled his way through that brush. As that Joker going to eat a turret shot for his trouble. Going to be forced to walk out of the lane now. Very, very large CS difference though in that bot lane. Oh, hold on. Something in the top lane. We may not have time to talk about that one because Tavros is going to have to get his way out of dodge. Does do so. Well, I can just go straight back to my point then. It's about a 30 CS difference here in this bot side for Zodiac, who's just trying to get this farm underneath the turret. Hook gonna land down on top of Light Templar. Can they get this? Exhaust going down to the Mad Joker. Has no mana with which to play with. Zodiac not willing to let this one go. Has to dodge out on the Q before getting tagged out. Health bars just not quite where they need to be for Sam Houston to take a more aggressive trade. No summoners available beyond the Ignite for High King. He's trying to fish for this hook. Wants to set it up. Just not able to do so yet. Texas a 2-level advantage though. Oh no, with a wraparound here from Butt. And they get this. Zodiac gonna try and land the stun on top of that. And Knight's gonna go down, and they turn that around in a heartbeat. Zodiac gonna manage to get himself out of the way, and now Draganx is here. Mad Joker trying to get his way out. Puppy Cat going to land the ultimate on top of that. It's 2 kills. Stun's gonna go down on top of that. Connor, oh, you may have bought yourself a one-way ticket, my friend. You went down there to help, but it may cost you your life. Gonna continue to get out of there. Throws another bomb for safety, and 3 quick kills going the way of Sam Houston. Has to respond there. It looked bad for a second. It looked like Bad Luck had found yet another wraparound on Sam Houston. Another fight. Texas A eating the turret there. Face breaker down on top of Tavros. Does have access to the ultimate. Is going to throw one back. Iron Spike whip just to try and buy a little bit of time, but the last auto will do it. Texas A going to drop. Was doing so well, but now donates a kill over to the Darius. Not what you want to do. That Darius is going to clear out this wave. Look to shove it into the tower and then reset. Dragon spawn now, though. It is going to be a Hex Tech Drake, so Sam Houston looking to take that one. Like he's gonna pull Draganx down there. Blue side pings. They know that Bad Luck is playing towards that top side. Might be looking to try and make his way in to this river brush. If they can catch him out, if they can land a hook on top of this jungler, it would be a great setup. Now they may be getting pinched though. 2 down here on the side. Ultimate gonna come out from Bad Luck already. It's gonna be the flash forward. Bomb open on top of that. Zillion ulti just to buy a little bit of time. Draganx going to go into the resurrected form. Light Templar comes out. High King gonna drop as well. 2 quick kills. UW, great response, and now this should just be the Dragon going their way. Unless he can get his way out. If you can kill the jungler, you make this a lot easier. Puppy Cat, no access to the ultimate just yet, but Sam Houston, they might be able to take the fight. Ultimate gonna come out from Zodiac. Texas A has joined the rest of the squad. Mad Joker, though, 90 caliber net back. Another stun down onto Connor. Doesn't have access to the ultimate. Zodiac trying to land on a pull. Bad Luck, though. Pops over the wall. You don't want to go too close to that. The final shot come out there from Mad Joker. Do they still want to try and start this off? Bad Luck would be a very risky start. Puppy Cat has access to the ultimate now. If he can set up, she can set up on the cage, look for the full combo. You can't just delete Bad Luck out of here. Mad Joker trying to poke this Vigar away. High King is here. They need to try and set up on Bad Luck. They don't want to try and take this. Him still being over there. They're not going to 50-50 though. They're going to drop it down, and here comes the re-engage from Sam Houston. Mad Joker trying to find his way out. Flash forward. Ultimate going to bring him down. The Ocean Dragon brings life, and it brings life to Sam Houston. But is it enough? Darius is here. He's going to try and pick up another kill. Gets his second of the game. Sorry, third of the game. It's going to be the root coming out from Zodiac, but they've got to get out of dodge really quickly. High King going to try and split the difference to buy time. Toverus is going to get pulled up. One more grab would do it. Going to land the stun momentarily to Tavros, but it is going to be a shutdown. He's going to get his 4th kill of the game. And yes, Sam Houston, they get the Dragon, but what does it cost them in the end? Several kills being traded back there. Nearly another full team wipe. Just a small gold advantage. Actually, really not much of a gold advantage at all. 500 gold lead for this UW squad. Sam Houston keeping it close right now, though, and that second Drake going to feel really good sitting in their back pockets. And you're starting to see, I think, the little bit of the danger of having this Darius unanswered right now on the side of Sam Houston, because Toveros showed up way late to that fight and managed to get several kills off of that. Picked up 3 on the interim after the back end. Just Sam Houston kind of blown all their engage and really had no way to disengage that fight any further, and that's the danger of trying to fight into a Darius. He hasn't completed an item yet, does have that Sheen, does have the Axe, but is still going to be feeling pretty good here soon as he starts to complete some of these items. And these team fights are only going to get harder to navigate for Sam Houston if they can't keep Tavros locked down. Light Temple going to land a Q and try and poke High King out. Ward is going to get cleared away. Zodiac just trading the bot lane a little bit. Still a pretty large CS difference in that bot lane. Still a large CS difference in the mid lane. Not really being made up anywhere else. So that is just the entirety of that gold lead there before UW is in the pockets of a lot of that CS. And obviously some of the gold that they've picked up for some of the shutdowns. Now, Tavros has a 400 gold shutdown, so if that is something that Sam Houston can connect on, the second bomb going to go wide. Puppy Cat going to be able to get herself out of this one. Ultimate down from a buck for life, but that may not be enough what you need. Bad Luck going to go into the stasis there for Connor. The ultimate going to come out. get caught underneath the turret. Showstopper down on top of Tavros. Q goes wide. Face breaker eats another turret. So, ooh, almost walked back into another one. That would have been certain death if he'd gone back into that tower range. Does manage to live in the end, though, and will be forced to recall. He doesn't want to get got. Sam Houston, what is your response going to be? This gold lead starting to balloon a little bit now, is getting to almost the 3K mark. Is the reset going to come out from Tavros after a little bit of a delay? You want to try and continue to play for these objectives. You're stacking dragons, so that is a win condition that you have going for you. And an early stack of the dragons, too, means that you can have a very early soul. Obviously, those going on a Siobhan is really going to help. The next dragon going to be an Ocean Soul, or Ocean Dragon, which will help you in the sustain and give you a little bit more survivability from this Darius and in these team fights. But you're going to have to start to try and find a way to knock down some of these structures and get a little bit more mobility around the map. On the side of UW, again, it's going to be a lot about a vision control for them and making sure that Dragons can't continue to have full access to the map and making sure that Puppycat is accounted for, because those boots are completed there. Interesting that she went the steel caps there rather than maybe going something like Mercury Treads to deny some of the CC that is being stacked here on the side of this UW squad. I guess feeling that being able to survive the Darius is more important, but Bad for Luck going to have to use Flash there if he wants to survive, and is not going to be able to cheese anyone else there on the side of Sam Houston. As the Herald, not an objective focus for either of these teams thus far, has just largely been ignored. Of course, tempo not there for either of these teams to play for it. UW, I think their next big movement for them is to try and continue to look to get Connor set up with multiple members here, both with Tavros and with Bad Luck. As he's going to speed his way on in there, going to land the Everfrost root down on top of Draganks. Bad Luck is here just to respond to any of the pressure Sam Houston might want to put up. Puppycat not able to land a cage over the wall onto any of those members, so we'll just be a ships passing in the night situation where they look at each other and say, okay, you threw out your CC, I threw out mine, we're going to separate ways. Tavros looking to be ooga booga spooky in that lane and is now just intimidating Texas A from the back. Not going to allow him to leave on his own terms. And is going to make sure that this wave crashes into the turret. Misses the grab, though, for Texas A. Going to have his reset denied, but we'll just collect that farm underneath the turret. And Draganks going to get his recall stopped, and he might be getting more than just stopped. He might be going to the death chamber, and in fact, he is. Hook's going to land down on top of Bad for Luck, but this is not a fight that you win right now. 3v2. They're going to pop that war. Next dragon spawning up, and that's going to hurt. Draganks going to be down for this one. Going to get blast coned over the wall. Now, they could look to try and deny this just to buy a little bit of time, but by Templar getting here, it would be a man advantage for this UW squad, and they're going to start this one up. Sam Houston, they want to try and get in here and stop this. No, it doesn't look like. They're just still waiting over the wall. Nothing they can do to stop it right now. Dragan's obviously not going to be here in time. Cage is going to go down, but the poke not going to hurt Light Templar all that much, and it will be the Dragon going their way. Their first of the game. Just a good denial away from Sam Houston. We're starting to try and stack those, so they will put it into that for the time being. Showstopper into the turret, but just outside the turret range right now. Base breaker on top of that. Can he drag Tavros in? No, just trying to play with the structure, but even with that, not able to get it. Tavros going to eat one more turret shot for it. Oh, Puppycat going to be eating a lot more than that, though. Forced to flash out. Bomb going to pick away at her health just a little bit. We'll be lucky to get away from that one. And bad luck. If he had had access to the ultimate, that likely just would have been a death there for Puppycat. Also going to come out from from Hiking onto Joker. Also going to come out from Zodiac to try and set this up. But a lot of safety there on this this UW comp. Tavros to get into the turret. No, flash for flash. Moved inside the range. Texas A going to pick that one up. Solo kill for the Sam Houston top laner. Excellent response there. And not going to drop to the bleed passive. Now, that feel like might be trying to go up there and even the score on this one. Have access to the ultimate. Now, Texas A may have overstayed his welcome in that top lane. Vi's there to ruin his day. Going to get on top of the set. If he can get on top of Hiking, going to land the hook on top of that one. Zodiac going to drop to the turret, and now Hiking going to have to find a way to get his out of here. Not counting that forward, straight into the trap. Hiking, can he get this one? Ticking from the minions, has a little bit of help. Flash out, and the auto does it. Texas A not dropping in that top lane either, so 2-for-1 response. Zodiac obviously not going to be happy to drop it there, but Hiking making some High King level plays. Damn, Houston in much better spot this game than they were in the last game, especially around this 20-minute mark. They were starting to lose Dragons and Barons. but are going to be sitting much better right now. Not a significant gold lead for UW, so they have not managed to make more happen out of that team fight that they won in that bot side around the Dragon. And for Sam Houston, you're fine with this current pace of the game. You're fine with Zodiac just continuing to have time to get a little bit more farm under his belt, continue to scale up. K's going to go wide there, so Event Horizon's not going to land on top of anybody. But you're fine letting Puppycat continue to scale and continue to get some more items. You're fine with Drakenks not having to flash out. You're not happy with that part. You would have liked to have had the Shyvana keep the flash, but sometimes you got to make sacrifices to live, and Puppycat may not be doing a lot of living right now. Is the second stun going to come out? Afterlook not going to be able to get underneath the turret, though, so we'll just walk on out of that one. UW, their next step has to be to continue to try and knock down some of these structures. They need to look to knock down this bot lane turret or the mid lane turret and get access to Tabros to start to play towards the bot side and to have a solo lane. You really want to set this Darius up to kind of make its own plays. Hold on, though. Bot lane fight. Iken's going to get stunned up. Also going to come down on top of that. Trying to buy a little bit of time. Ulting up Light Templar. Hook away. One more auto would do it. Zodiac, can he buy any kind of time for this Nautilus? Zodiac going to continue to try and land some more stuns. Hiking, living so far. Gets the net out. Forcing out the ultimate from the Zaya, though, is going to drop for the end, so the support sacrifices his life for the support. You hate to see it. Sorry, the ADC sacrifices his life for the support. You hate to see it, but sometimes you got to let your support bro know. Say, hey, buddy, I got you. I'll take the L on this one. And Zodiac going to go back into the fountain, and now UW doing exactly what they need to do. They're going to knock down this bot lane turret, and this means this should signal Tapros to come down here and get this longer lane in the solo lane and have the ability to start to take some of these 1v1s against anybody that's going to try and come and answer it. He does have the Trinity Force completed, has access to the boots. Not sure what he's going to try and set up for next. He has a number of items that he could build. Well, I'm not going to try and call that right now, but it's going to be difficult to deal with. He's going to collect this minion wave, look to reset, and then likely go bot lane just so he can have the longer lane, possibly look to set this Caitlyn and this Braum up here in order to take the longer lane and just continue to absorb some of the farm and knock down the next turret. Dragon spawning in about 60 seconds. It is going to be another Ocean Drake, so that will be our souls, that Ocean Soul. It's a fantastic soul for both these teams to have. Consider the state of the game. Hold on, though. Got another gank in the top lane. They've brought 3 up here, and they're not going to let Texas Gate go off this one. Going to be another Q. They're going to grab him. Everfrost on top of it. Face breaker to try and break a little bit of faces, but not enough to do so. Sam Houston, they're looking to try and trade here. They're going to grab the support, but it'll just be a paltry trade. He's going to get the ultimate down, and he walk his way out of this one, though. No. It's going to be that final call. Puppycat going to land the ultimate there. Mad Joker and Zodiac fighting over a scuttle. This is the state of the game. Nobody gets anything for free. Exhaust going to come down. Misses the root, gets the final Q, wins the duel in the 1v1. Mid lane turret going to go down, and now Connor may have to find his way a hasty retreat. Does manage to get out, though. Turret is going to get destroyed, and Draganks will just walk down here and get this third dragon out of the game. Bad for luck is in this bot side, but can he get there in time to do it? Sam Houston missing a lot of their key ultimates, though, so they won't be able to take a coordinated team fight right now. Tapros not going to be able to get here right now. Event Horizon to try and zone off bad luck, but he's got access to this blaster. Can he get in here? No. He's going to ultimate down on one. He may have just ultimate straight to his death. Does pick up one in the end. One more auto attack, but they are just going to run bad luck down. He's going to drop. Darius going to be joining the fight here as well, but going to back off. Realizing that the jungler is dead, saying, hey, I don't want to walk into that. That sounds like a not so fun situation for me. Sounds like not Stonks is Copycat activating the Predator trying to get on top of Zillion, but that's not ever really going to work unless that ability is down. Zillion just able to kind of zoom his way out of there and say, no thank you, I don't want to die today. And so he won't. Connor will just back off. He'll get the reset. Puppycat also going to get the reset there. Texas, they continue to try and knock down this top lane turret. That was one of the other objectives that went down in the interim there, as Davos was able to take that one. Fairly even game state right now for both these teams. It is a goal lead there for the UW squad, but it's not anything to write home about. Viking trying to walk down between those traps and clear out the wave, not able to do so, though. So this will be the mid-lane turret going down for UW, and this means that they're going to have increased access to the map right now. They're going to be able to walk wherever they want to right now. Look to set up some more fights. It has been important for them to get kills on this Darius as well now that he's starting to set up as a solo lane threat. That means that he is going to be able to continue to push these waves out and force Texas A to come respond to him, or force multiple members of this Sam Houston squad to come respond. And that is their win condition firmly in place now for that. So you have the split push in effect. You can't just look to try and drag Sam Houston around the map right now. They have not been able to even up on the turrets. We'll have that bot lane turret that they need to continue to play for. But you're already seeing this Darius pushed way up in that top lane. Just not threatened by anyone right now on the Sam Houston squad. Just only a couple of items being completed right now. As it is the Everfrost and the Seraph's Embrace for Puppy Cat. Only a Blade of the Ruined King there on the side of Draginx. Only the Gore Drinker there for Texas A. Double items completed for Zodiac. On the flip side there, it's a pretty good build for Mad Joker, who has kind of hit that 2-item power spike. Does have access to the Gale Force and the Rapid Fire. And then Zillion, about this point, I mean, he's obviously going to get stronger, being able to complete a couple more items, but this Zillion is pretty much officially, like, online. Has access to the Zonia, so he's not going to drop past safety. Has access to the Everfrost, so that means that he's going to be able to play the role of a stun bot and just being this utility mid laner that, honestly, this UW squad has been relying on so heavily. And at 2-0-6 right now on that Zillion, so it shows that he has been facilitating a lot of these plays that UW wants to make, and I think you're going to continue to see that, especially as Armor continues to finish out some of those items. And I think for Sam Houston, I think the next item that you can complete on either your mid laner or your ADC is going to be your next go button. 2 minutes towards Dragon, so you can force UW to try and come and fight you here. If you can look for a pick, maybe knock down Darius, if you can all in on him, or even knock down Mad Joker before the fight begins, then that is your in to start this Dragon off safely. But obviously, that's contingent upon finding the positioning and getting the vision down. And Sam Houston have struggled so far in both these games to maintain safe vision around the majority of these objectives. Obviously have had access to those objectives by dint of having man advantage in the majority of this game, but we'll still have to find a way to contest for what visions are there. 26 minutes. Now, they're going to drop a ward in here. Sam Houston, do they want to try and respond to this? This may just be a fake here for the side of UW. They're not doing this quickly. Sam Houston should be able to make their way here. Teleport going to come out from Texas I, and now the team fight's going to start to come out in earnest. They did start it, but they're off of it now, realizing that they couldn't finish it. Do they want to try and continue this bait? Stun up down there on top of Puppy Cat. Everfrost Root on top of that. Puppy Cat not allowed to move. The Wombo combo is out now, and it's going to be the full team fight. Bad Luck's going to slay Puppy Cat. The Ultimate's going to come out down on top of Bad for Luck. He's going to continue to chase Sam Houston. They're trying to disengage. They're trying to get out of dodge. Zodiac going to drop it in. High Noon's going to go on a killing spree. And Sam Houston just trying to survive with the last couple of members they have. Draginx being to be forced off. Ultimate going to come out from Mad Joker. He's going to get that one. Sam Houston, can they manage to get something though? Double stun again. Texas A trying to run after this. 3 members dead on the side of Sam Houston. Texas A going to run the face breaker, but it's not enough damage. He didn't pummel the faces enough. And now Mad Joker's running wild. He slays Texas A. 5-4-5 on the Kate, and that is going to be that turret going down. Such a well-navigated team fight there for the side of UW. They played it so smart. Starting up the Baron, forcing Sam Houston to respond to that. They got the teleport. And at that point, if they had just gotten the teleported back off, it would have been worth for them. But no, Sam Houston just mispositioning, getting caught out. Puppy Cat was not allowed to move for 10 seconds in the entirety of that fight and just went down. There was no recourse for them. Sam Houston just tried to find a way out. Dragon is spawning now. 3 seconds. Sam Houston trying to run back down to the map. No reset come out from multiple members of this UW squad, so they are a little bit weaker right now, especially with the health bars being bad. Sam Houston, they've had time to reset. This could be the punish for them. No jungler in the way, though, so this Dragon will go the way of Bad for Luck, but you know what? Maybe Bad for Luck stay in when you haven't reset. Bad for Luck is going to tick away, is going to go into the Resurrect, so he's going to take cover. Puppy Cat going to try and time that one, not able to do so. Oh, and UW, they get the Dragon and they get out. They were not punished for not resetting. We'll make their way out of this one as we're going to take a look at the replay there on that last one. So you see the start of that team fight opposites comes at the very end of it. You see Puppy Cat get knocked down instantly, just was never allowed to move in the start of that team fight. And Zodiac just trying to get away on the back line, but was not allowed to move. And so the chase just comes on in its entirety. You start to see Light just continue to zone off multiple members. So Draginx gets forced off, gets spotted out by Mad Joker, and that ultimate goes down, and then Sam Houston just a slow bleed to try and get away back underneath their turret. Sam Houston starting to get choked out of this game a little bit now. The team fighting just better for this UW squad. They have just been on point the entirety of this one. Puppy Cat gonna activate the Predator, but Light Templar just gonna shrug off that damage. Not at all bothered by it. When you're a Braum and you're in a winning team right now and you've got access to some of those tankier items, it becomes a lot more difficult to try and kill you. Yeah, just not able to have much effect in this game right now. Has been landing the ultimates, has been landing the setup on the CC. Just no follow-up from Sam Houston to make the most of it. Connor gonna land the Everfrost there, and this may be a repeat of what we saw. Puppycat forced to flash out. Now it's the re-gauge from Sam Houston. Ultimate gonna go down on Connor. Zodiac, he's on the back line trying to find a way to poke, but he's gonna get forced off. Another event Horizon gonna continue to zone off, and Sam Houston just backed the way out. They just want to stop the backs here from UW. They don't even care about getting the Baron. Texas A just having plenty of time onto that turret, and now they're locked in here with the Baron. Now Sam Houston, they're going to force this issue. They're going to force UW to pick one. You either stay here and get the Baron, or you go back and get your base. Zodiac not willing to let them go now. How far do they want to chase this? Just don't want him to get set back up yet. Sam Houston want to try and face it further. Backing in the bush. Zodiac not willing to step any farther forward. Doesn't want to get caught. We'll just clear out this vision of Baron. Masterfully played by Sam Houston. Forced the UW squad to leave the Baron alone as a pause is going to come out here. The Baron is not ideal, and so you don't want to have that happening to you. And so that kind of shows some of the weaknesses that comp does have, is it is very difficult for them to respond to some of what Sam Houston wants to do in terms of zoning and setting up team fights. But, I mean, it is, you know, you do have that Darius, who is becoming this solo lane threat. He does have that Sterix Gate, does have the Trinity Force. Is going to be necessitated to be responded to by multiple members of the Sam Houston squad if he is pushing, you know, turrets, if he is in that solo lane. So, that pause just to catch up there for the spectator to make sure that spectating duration is maintained. Now, nothing crazy itemization-wise for either of these teams. All things considered, like there's no crazy like Kukri blade starts for, you know, Darius or anything like that. So he's not building crit. It is just going to be the death stance for Bad Luck there to try and continue to survive some of these team fights and survive some of the engage that Sam Houston is going to be trying to throw out. Now, I'm curious as to whether or not Sam Houston is going to wait to try and start another fight around this Baron, or if they're going to prioritize the Dragon. If they do get this Dragon, that soul kind of unlocks the Baron for you. It gives you the ability to kind of take that objective freely and to have a little bit more success in the team fights. As Texas is getting wrapped around on trying to find his moment. Is going to shoot Tavros out of the bush there. Texas A trying to get out. Light Temple are going to land the Q on top of this. Then Horizon's going to go down, but it's going to take it straight out. The stun going to be coming out from Sam Houston, and the team fight starting out now. Facebreaker's going to get the first one. It's a teleport late. Tavros trying to get out of there. Back to the Ghost, but no, Drake's not going to let that one go. They may have found their moment. Tavros has the open out. He's going to be waiting. Mad Joker's going to return that one, but it is still a 1-4-2 trade. Sam Houston going to get out of there. They've used the majority of their ultimates now, so just going to be the reset. Do they want to try and take this Baron? They have access to the damage. They don't have their jungler. Neither does UW. They're going to be walking across vision here, so we'll just clear that out. Dragon coming up in 50 seconds. Likely could just go down there and try and set up vision, get the bot wave pushing, make sure that their lanes are secure, and then look to play for that objective. Big win there. Now, no big summoners blown there for the side of UW outside of Mad Joker's flash. That is going to be their way into this team fight for Sam Houston. You know that Mad Joker, this Caitlyn, who is largely immobile, is not going to have access to that summoner to get away. So if you fully engage on top of this ADC, knock her down, and then make sure that you stay healthy, it's going to give you an unassailable advantage in the next team fight. Hiking is walking into it. First bomb is going to go down. Second bomb is going to land the stun. Connor going to land the Everfrost. Hook out to safety for Hiking. Connor going to get his shield pop, so now that item passive not going to be up for a little while. Sam Houston getting poked out a little bit here. Hiking doesn't necessarily need to be full health. The only thing they need him to do is press R. Puppycat going to land the event Horizon, so knows that Bad for Luck is there. Is just holding still. Now the Everfrost's going to go wide. Flash out for Bad Luck, though, so that is an engage that they're not going to have. If he goes back over the wall, he will most certainly die. Texas A has access to the teleport, so can't just look to come back in this one. That initial river entrance is cut off. Multiple traps down there. UW, they're going to try and burn this one down quickly. Drake's is here. Hiking's in. The teleport going to come out. Hook's going to come out. The red team has slain it, so UW walk away with the dragon, but what is it going to cost them? Full engage down there from Bad Luck. He's trying to find his way. It's one kill for one so far. Drake's in the back line, but he's going to die. Darius is going to get a double kill. He's going to get a triple kill. Now Sam Houston, they got to get their way out of this one. The route onto 3 members. The ultimate going to come out there from Mad Joker. What else can they get? And Zodiac, he wants to turn this back around. He kills the Zillion. It's low health bars. You need to run from this Zaya. You need to be very afraid. Puppycat gonna step onto a trap. Mad Joker gonna land the auto. Event Horizon's gonna come down to cut off the rest of the team. Zodiac's gonna grab his 8th kill of the game. And Sam Houston, they give up the dragon, but they walk away with a bunch of kills, and they make it even or better in the end. 4 kills going their way. Sam Houston, phenomenal response there. A bit of a sloppy team fight from them. They fully engaged. They didn't commit to get the dragon fast enough, so obviously that objective did go the way of UW, but did take the ensuing team fight, played it smartly, and Zodiac landing that multiple man route there gave him so much time to turn around and do damage. We're going to take a look at that team fight. So you see there at the top, the dragon goes down. It's the full commit there from Bad Luck to get on top of that back line, but Zodiac left with so much time, just hitting, none interrupted. Dragonx tries to push forward just to buy a little bit more damage to them. Puppy Cat throws out the ultimate, isn't able to get the kill, and then it's that 2-man route there onto the support and onto multiple members there. Event Horizon comes down, locks him down. Connor gets rooted, has no access to the ultimate. It just goes down, and Zodiac not willing to let that go either, just continues to push forward. Is going to go back to live because Bad for Luck, he's going to get ulted, and turns out getting ulted by a Nautilus is bad luck for your scoreline and for your chances to start a Baron. And Sam Houston, they're going to look to turn that one as well. They absolutely burned this so quickly. Matt Joker just trying to land Qs over the wall. 4 members here, though, for this UW squad. Can they jump over and take it? Sam Houston's going to claim that one, and now they have that objective in their pocket, and they can look to start the siege. An excellent denial away from the UW squad. Need to fight this. Do they want to fight this? Grab's going to go wide. Red Horizon's going to hit a couple of people and lock those members down over. Dragonx over the wall. Sam Houston trying to find another engage. Light Templar jumps to safety, trying to protect Mad Joker. He does do so for now, but Dragonx doesn't want to let this one go. Throws out another Q, and Light Templar going to drop below half. And now Sam Houston, they can look to siege this one. The resets have to come out from UW, or they're going to get poked out. The siege just continues. One more Q would do it. He dies. Yes, Mad Joker's down, and now Sam Houston, they can continue to push this. This is their end, and they need to push this as much as they can. This Baron is going to be up for another 4-ish minutes. They're looking to try and crack the base here. Sam Houston using their tools to zone out. Everfrost going to land on a 2. Sam Houston, they might be able to find some more kills. Showstopper down on the Tabaros, and he's going to get in that back line to be eyeing so much time. Bad for Luck's going to die in the backside. Tavros is going to live, but he's only going to live long enough to see his base fall into shambles. Even the triple stun there from Connor, not enough from the double. Both from the Everfrost and from the double Q bombs. Their base is cracked now, and there's nothing they can undo to uncrack that. Sam Houston, phenomenal response there. Getting that kill onto Mad Joker allowed them to continue that siege. Now Sam Houston, what do you want to continue to do? You have access to the rest of the map now. You have Baron for a couple more minutes. So this will mean that they continue to try and push these side lanes. Sam Houston, phenomenal response, and you're starting to see that scaling come out now. You're starting to see Puppy Cat become really, really deadly in a lot of these fights. You're starting to see Zodiac really come alive here on the Xayah. 9, 5, and 10. Has 4 items, is looking to complete that Zonia's just to buy a little bit more additional safety to make full diving her completely impossible. Puppy Cat gonna activate the Predator there, gonna stun Mad Joker. Tavros, they've been caught here. He's gonna get pulled back, gonna get rooted up, flash out just to buy a little bit of safety, but drops below half, and it only took a couple of autos for Zodiac to do that. One rip back of the feathers, and his health bar was gone. Less than 50 seconds left onto this Dragon. Puppy Cat gonna land another Event Horizon. Light Templar, nowhere to go. Throws out the shielding just to buy a little bit of time, just to deny some of this damage. Sam Houston landing this poke when and where they want, and now they have full command over this rift. Connor trying to land a double bomb and lands it on top of Zodiac. Is it going to be the full command onto him? What else can they get? Is it going to be Showstopper in the backline? Zodiac left to hit, though. No one is touching the Xayah. No one is touching the Xayah, and now multiple people are going to start to fall. Dragonx on a killing spree. It's a double kill, and they're going to clean this up. Tavros, he's going to drop trying to get something, but there's nothing he can do, and now this is going to be the teleport for the end. Sam Houston, they find their fight in that bot side jungle, and they're going to end the game right now. The respawn timer's just too long, and they're going to get themselves in this series a fantastic response. Zodiac, when they needed him, he responded. He was left for so long in that backline to just continue to hit. Really nothing they could do, and now Sam Houston, they won this up, and ladies and gentlemen, we've got a series on our hands.